What's up, everyone? It's your boy Vor here, and today we're going to talk about why game jams are the best way to go through. So, today we're going to talk about me, Vor, doing my very first game ever in Bracky's Game Jam in just 7 days. So, it all started in when I was wandering around thinking if I should continue in, game development and stuff like that. And then I decided to look out things people told me about game jams and like how good they would be, being in a strict deadline and all of that. So I said, yeah, I should give it a try. I never did something really good. All what I did was watch some tutorials, and then that's it. You go again to your next project, and you don't even know what to do, right? You don't have any idea to begin with, even. So that's where it sparked up. It literally changed my whole perspective in game development. So for first day, I joined in, and it began. And the theme was what's behind the door. Now, this is the first point where the game jam helps. It gives you an idea to wander around. And me personally, I'm a sucker for horror games. So I was like, I'm just gonna go with a horror game. And what's behind the door? Anything about curiosity is best put it in a horror genre. You know what I mean? I was using a real engine because I think blueprints are the best way to start, understanding the logic of game programming and all of that stuff. I get in, I do this and that, and then I start my project. First was I'm going to make an FPS, so that's what I thought about because like horror games are best played and experienced with FPS, which means first person, without shooter maybe. So I went there and searched on YouTube how to make a good, first person tutorial. And there was this guy, the Miser Frizo, I believe. Yes, I think that's the name. He was making a true FPS tutorial there, and I followed him until part 3 or 4, where I just got it finalized with my hand animations and the meshes in general. So that done, I contacted one of my friends called Faisal, and I was like, "Do you want to join my game jam? Maybe we could make it better in 7 days, me and you together, rather just one person." And he actually did join me. Skipping day one, I just did the first person thing, and then I jumped to day two. Day two was not that much. It was just about brainstorming about the idea of what we should do. Now I know that should have been in the first day, but we were literally too busy. My friend just graduated from university, by the way, and he was traveling back home, and things weren't going as smooth as we thought it's gonna be. So we brainstormed a little bit, then we just stopped there. Day number three was the implementation of our brainstorming ideas. So my friend was going through and traveling back to his country, and I thought about why shouldn't I just start? Do some progress until he arrives. So I started with the environment. The problem is, in the beginning, I had lots on mind, but we had to remove lots of things due to our lack of time already going through the first 3 days. I mean, we had the FPS mechanic already, but you know how it goes. So we built a door in a dark room, and just like we want to give curiosity what's behind that door. And I did the environment. I built in from Epic Games assets, and they were absolutely stunning. I had the Victorian house, which was free for a limited time, and once you grab that, you will have it permanently free for yourself, which is a really great deal. Once I started building the environment, I started to trying out and figure out puzzles, and then I thought about having a document to make a to-do list, because most of the time, people, you have to know about this. It's just really important to know what is your next goal. And honestly, and I'm speaking from perspective of having ADHD, I just go around, do this and that and this and that, and never actually complete anything 100%. So making a to-do list was actually really useful and impactful for me. The game jam also gave us the idea of there is a deadline, like you have to do this work before the time is over. And that thing really did actually have me on my nerves, and I thought about I just have to continue working and leave gaming for a little bit. So that was another good point in game jams. And then, as a beginner and who barely did any project, if I did any project really, either looking for a solution myself, trying to tinker with blueprints, or searching for a whole mechanic online. So I did tinker from here and there, collect some ideas from here and there, and that's where I started building our enemy AI. So, I searched on YouTube, I found Gorka Games, and by the way, guys, Gorka Games actually has a lot of tutorials if you're in Unreal Engine, and it's actually impressive how short it is. It might not be as much in depth as you think, but it's gonna do the work if you are not looking for such an advanced thing. And in the end, it's a game jam. So I went there, I built the AI, and actually, throughout the AI thing, I looked out for another tutorial because, I was trying to implement some unique stuff to the AI. That's where a problem occurred because, merging two things or two ideas into one is a new idea. And, having two videos from two different tutorials made that happen. But that's where I learned how to do blueprints. I started to read the blueprints again and again. I went through, see what's right, what's wrong, why do we have this, why do we have that, researching, documents, all of that, until I actually began figuring out stuff. Now, day three was such a good day for me because I just started to get the hang of it. Day four was the environment. I started building the living room, the bedroom, dark hallway, you know how it goes, and then just we go on. After that, I thought about polishing the lighting, adding some lights, make some lights, and then adding some assets from Sketchfab, modeling some from my perspective, and the environment was I was relieved by the environment I built, to be honest. And that was for day 4 and day 5. Now you are probably guessing the game doesn't even feel like it has so much stuff in it, and actually it did not. So fast forward to day 5, it was kind of worrying. I was considered that we could not be able to finish it in time, so I started to actually have to put puzzles. So we thought about the first two puzzles, which one of them was count the environment around you and have a passcode for a safe, which is pretty common. And the second one was collect some stuff around you, put a little box there, and just get these items sorted in this box. And we did that too. Day six was a day where my friend actually had a lot of time to work, and he did actually such an amazing job. He implemented three puzzles and some other satisfying systems in no time that I was actually impressed myself. We had also animations for the flashlight. I built a hand animation for it. Then we had the hand animation for the keys, and then we just went on with that. Then we started to look for a sound designer. So there, I looked up in the itch.io community tab in the brackets game jam, and I found this amazing spectacular guy called Neon Lasagna. If you're looking for cool retro music, he is the way to go. He has such good way of understanding the element of the game and the idea of it that he could just do it in the same day. I literally asked him in the morning if he could do something similar to a song, and then showed him the environment of my place. And literally the same day at night, he gave me something that was perfect for the scenario I wanted. So I'm gonna link him in the description if you guys want. He's an amazing pal, and let's go on. So, day 5 is done. Day 6 was there. And like I told you guys, in day 6 we did a lot of puzzles, and I stayed up until probably 5 a.m. my time, just trying to do my best to make a game loop. So after working with the environment, I did some chains and locks on the main door. I slept at 6 a.m., woke up at 8 a.m., and continued working in the last day. The last day was such a stressful day that I was just continuously working on the project. I only slept for 2 hours. I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about the project and how to do it, and I just kept thinking about it until I just woke up, but I couldn't sleep anymore. I woke up, continued working on the project. In the middle of the work, I cooked up a story and I did a prologue, a scene. Obviously, they didn't go as well as made because of the lack of time, but there was a story at least. Then I worked on the endings. Now, obviously, working on endings, we had two endings. So basically, in my time zone, after making the whole new mechanic and a whole new mechanic for a second ending, we had to do some polishing and stuff. The deadline was at 2 p.m. So after doing a lot of stuff, we I had to sleep. It was 4 a.m. and no, actually it was 2 a.m. So I had to sleep. It was 2 a.m. and my friend stayed up until 6 a.m. doing lots of stuff like an interaction widget and all of that stuff. I had a credits widget going on and the main menu going on and all of that. So I woke up at 8 a.m. and I only had about 6 hours to finish. I learned about how to do option settings, menus, the graphic settings, the resolutions, and all of that stuff. And in the end of that time, I only had 2 hours left. So I was about to say, yeah, I have to actually build this. One of the things I didn't know about that itch.io had a limit of 1 gigabyte. And when it comes to Unreal Engine, nothing about optimization and cleaning your files, it was a disaster. I didn't know what to do, but actually they had the cool add-on called Butler, which could make you exceed that limit and upload your games above 1 gigabyte. Now, after that, I was looking through building my game. I was like, okay, no problem. The size is gonna be good. That's gonna be it, right? Well, no. Unfortunately, when I started building my game, it kept giving me a build error every time. I went to the log and I saw that I need to install Visual Studio. And I didn't use Visual Studio or didn't have to use it, so I never installed it. And when it did, oh my god, guys, I was freaked out because Visual Studio takes time to install. And I went there speedrunning that stuff, and I had potential problems. One of them, I had to go through the system files to actually change the location of installing Visual Studio, which was really unfortunate. And then I only had 1 more hour. After building the game, I went there and it got built, finally. Okay, let's upload the game to itch.io. Well, guess what? Butler didn't want to work. So I went there, I went to Stack Overflow. Why is this not working? Why is that not working? Guys, it was a disaster, really. But in the end, like on 1:30, which is 30 minutes before the deadline, I had the game uploaded. The amount of relief there was intense. I was having a panic attack. Like, man, if this goes for nothing, I was gonna be pissed. But then I realized that's the beauty of it. I learned how to make a game loop, AI, UI, puzzles, environment, lighting, sequence, cutscenes. Imagine doing all of that in 7 days in a game jam and you're still a beginner at it. It's something to actually look into, guys. Now, there is nothing which with watching the tutorials, but don't just go through the tutorial hill, which everybody is talking about. Now, you might listen to a lot of ideas, but my advice for you guys is gain experience. The best way to learn anything in tech is by doing. So learn by doing, everyone. Once you get the hang of it, trust me, it's just the head start. It's like when you're starting riding your bicycle, it goes heavy from the start, but then once you get to a specific speed, it goes soft and smooth with you. And that's exactly what happened to me. Now at least I have some confidence. I have some idea about how can I begin creating a game. And that's all of it, really, guys. I really hope if you are a wannabe game dev, please don't let anyone discourage you. I know the marketplace probably seem bad. We have been seeing a lot of tech layoffs, but that does not mean you shouldn't go there. Because listen, no matter what you do, don't listen to people who say don't do this and don't do that. Not just because they saw bad stuff that they know it. They have to go through it. And trust me, I know a lot of game developers who obviously got laid off before, but they are still in the field and they probably get their own job soon, or even make your own game. In the end, guys, I really would appreciate any feedback on this video. Try out our game and let me know in the comments if it's actually good or not. Thank you guys for tuning in. Vor was here. Until next day, everyone, and have a good day.